You fucking kidding me? Right, well, having survived that near-death experience, morning guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. What I want to do in this video is show you some footage of a flight from last year where I experienced some engine problems. And I think there's some real value in sharing this with you, because if you've got a cable-operated throttle, and the chances are that you have, then this issue could happen to you. So, what I'm going to do, whilst I'm enjoying myself on the twisties on the way to the airfield, is show you that footage, talk you through what happened, and explain the symptoms that I was experiencing. And then when I get to the airfield, I'll show you exactly what caused the problem, and I'll also share with you a little maintenance tip or a preventative measure that you can take to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to you. So keep watching. Right, so if you remember, last year me and Giles Fowler flew down to Shobdon airfield and camped over for the night. We had a barbecue, a few beers, great laugh. I'll put a link to that video up on the screen, and this is our return journey back to Darley Moor. I wonder if that's Giles. You'll just about see Darley Moor race circuit in the bottom right hand of the corner of the screen, and if you look very closely, you'll just about make out Giles on his final approach to runway 19.
Darley Moor traffic Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-ray is overhead and dead side descending for 19 Darley Moor.
So this return flight had been a flight of 76 miles. It had taken me about an hour and a half, and up until this point the engine had performed absolutely faultlessly, no indication that anything was wrong. Things you need to know about this day is the circuit was very busy with students practicing circuits, paragliding was going on, the tow was in operation, and it was a very busy day. You'll just about see Giles at the moment. In a moment, there you go, underneath me. He'd had to do a go around because a paramotorist had landed in the middle of the runway just as he was about to land, as they like to do.
Darley Moor traffic Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-ray is downwind for 19 Darley Moor.
Right, it's on the downwind leg that I started to realise something wasn't quite right. As I was going through my downwind checks in my head, as I quite often do, I'd managed to lose a bit of height. I'd lost about 150 feet, so I started to apply power to regain that, to get myself back up to circuit height, and I realised that whilst I was applying power, I wasn't getting any corresponding increase in power from the engine. In fact, if you look at this point, you'll see my right foot is applying full power, and you can hear from the engine tone I'm not getting anything like full power. I'm just about maintaining altitude, and at this point I cannot climb.
Darley Moor Golf Charlie Mike Papa X-ray final for 19 Darley Moor.
So nothing for it, I've got to commit to a landing. It's a very crosswindy day, there's lots of aircraft on the airfield, and there's no possibility of a go around, so I was a bit apprehensive at this point.
It's crosswindy. That'll do.
Right, I think my voice gives it away how relieved I was to be on the ground, but this is where things get really interesting. Just listen to the engine tone in a second. So I've got my foot off the throttle and my engine's still at 3,500 RPM. I'm having to use the brake to stop myself from accelerating on the runway. You can see there my right foot under the throttle lever to try and pull it back, see if it's stuck. That wasn't the case.
Something interesting going on with the engine there.
Yeah, standard IT solution. Try turning it off, turning it on again. That didn't make any difference. At this point I didn't know what was going on. I knew something wasn't right though.
I think my belt is slipping.
Turns out it wasn't the belt. I'll show you in a minute what the problem was.
Well, eventful flight. Something's wrong with my engine. I think my belt is slipping.
So cue lots of head scratching and doing what blokes normally do in these situations, which is to stand there, stare at it and poke it to see if you can figure out what the problem was. It wasn't until I went round the front of the aircraft though that I spotted what the problem was. And having fixed the problem, then normal service resumed. Everything was back to normal. So what exactly caused that engine issue? Right, well, if I show you the throttle mechanism on these trikes, it's dead simple, it's dead straightforward, nothing complicated at all. It's just a foot operated lever. That lever pulls on a cable. This cable goes all the way down the keel tube out towards the back of the engine, and it connects to the carburettor. All fairly straightforward stuff. And ordinarily this is what it looks like, or this is what it should look like, with this throttle cable outer firmly butted up against this metal plate. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see that on the camera. However, that's not how I found it when I got out the aircraft after landing back from Shobdon. What I actually found was that this throttle cable outer had become dislodged and was actually stuck in that sort of situation there, that position there. I hope you can see that. That meant that I couldn't get full throttle when I put my foot all the way down, and that's why I could only just about maintain altitude, and that is also why when I took my foot off the throttle, I was still getting 3,500 RPM, which is why I was scooching along the runway, picking up speed, having to use the brake to slow down. So that was the problem. The solution, fairly obvious, as you can see, is just a case of putting this outer cable back. And as soon as I did that, normal service resumed and everything was absolutely fine. So, however, having had that happen once, I was quite keen to make sure that that didn't happen again, and I needed to come up with a way of making sure that this throttle cable outer was firmly stuck and wasn't going to move. I did think about gluing it, but that seemed to be a bit of a permanent solution, and if ever I did need to move this or remove it, I'd be fighting glue. So I needed to come up with something else. So I scratched my head, had a walk around the hangar, and I found another FlyLight trike, and I found that that particular trike had addressed the issue. So what I'll do is I'll show you that trike and show you what they'd done to make sure that this wasn't a problem. Right, so I'm in the hangar here at Darley Moor. It's a bit dark in here, so if this video looks a bit grainy, looks like it's been filmed on a box brownie, sorry about that. Anyway, the aircraft that I'm on about is this one here. And when I had a look at the throttle on this aircraft, if I spin you around, you'll see that it has got some lock wire fitted onto the throttle cable. And so the owner of this aircraft had either experienced exactly the same problem as I had or foreseen it as a potential problem and used a bit of lock wire, which I thought was a brilliant idea, so that's what I'm going to do to my aircraft. There are quite a few trikes in here. And a couple of them have got that lock wire on the throttle cable. There's a couple that haven't. If you've got a throttle operated cable, it might just be worth having a look to see if yours has got any lock wire fitted or not. If it hasn't, then it's well worth doing what I'm about to do to mine. So there you go, problem solved. I've had the lock wire out and I've fitted some lock wire to my outer cable to make sure it doesn't move again. In fact, hopefully you might be able to see what I've done if I put that down there. If not, I'll put a video on the screen showing exactly what I've done. So that should not move. I thought that was worth sharing. I say I can't claim that to be my idea. I can't take the credit for it. I pinched it off another aircraft. But having pinched it, I thought it was a cracking idea and I thought it was worth sharing with you so that you can use it if it is of use to you. If that has been of use to you, then please give this video a like. Right, in other news, you will notice that this trike is still missing one vital component from the engine. It's still not got my exhaust. I'm still waiting for that to arrive. That's a long tail of woe. Anybody that's not been following, I'll put a link to a video up there which explains what went wrong there. I spent all morning on the phone to Customs and Excise, which I'm sure you can imagine was an absolute barrel of laughs. Bottom line, my exhaust should be arriving in the post tomorrow. So hopefully the next video that you see will be me unboxing a shiny new exhaust, fitting it to this engine and going flying. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye-bye.